Standing in front of Hollywood's version of Mount Rushmore, the director is ready for your close-up. Hey everyone, it's Cashew. I'm in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee today, and this big hairy ape behind me has beckoned me to come to the Hollywood Wax Museum. Inside you'll find wax figures of some of your favorite stars. Let's take a look. Our adventure starts here. They even carry the Hollywood theme in their mailboxes. In the front is their version of Mount Rushmore. They've got John Wayne, Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, and Charlie Chaplin. When driving down the road, you can't miss the museum. King Kong's waiting to greet you. Upon entering, you're greeted at the door by John Travolta. Coming inside the museum, you see stars galore. We have Jennifer Lawrence, Morgan Freeman, Julia Roberts, and the Joker himself, Jack Nicholson. Here's a bit of trivia. Jack Nicholson was not only in Easy Rider, but he was also in the movie Head with the monkeys. Here's the Tomb Raider herself, Angelina Jolie, Robert Downey Jr., who's so versatile he was not only Iron Man, but he was also Charlie Chaplin. I Dream of Jeannie's own Barbara Eden. I know he was originally Han Solo, but to me he'll always be Indiana Jones. Nice hat. From Pirates of the Caribbean, we have Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom. They have the brooding wild man himself, Nicolas Cage. Stop by the soda shop and see some of the Hollywood greats. Be greeted by soda jerk Elvis Presley. Yeah, it kind of looks like him. Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart, who has a long line of fantastic movies like Treasure of the Sierra Madre, African Queen, Maltese Falcon, and many, many others. James Dean, who died way too young. People often wonder what would have happened with his career and what great things he would have done had he lived. Here's a creepy rendition of Playboy founder Hugh Hefner. No, I will not take my blouse off. Here is Audrey Hepburn from the film Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You'll never know what you'll get, including nuts. Here's Ellen DeGeneres. If you want to see a great imitation of her, watch Kate McKinnon on SNL. Across from Ellen is Cameron Diaz. This is Halle Berry. Some may think of Eddie Murphy as Beverly Hills Cop, but he'll always be Shrek's donkey to me. This is Sean Connery from Hunt for Red October, but if you're like me, he'll always be James Bond. Here's Seth Rogen, but for some reason he reminds me of Beaker from the Muppets. If you want to see Will Ferrell at his best, look up his impression of Harry Carey and his depiction of Little Debbie. Here's Jack Black as Nacho Libre. Here's wrestling champion John Cena. Merry Christmas. Another wrestling champion, The Rock. This is Lucille Ball in a famous scene from her iconic show I Love Lucy. Some of the figures sort of look like the person, but not completely, and I think this is one of them. Affleck. From Twilight, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. Here's a remake of Charlie's Angels with Drew Barrymore on the left, Lucy Liu on the right, and a very bored Cameron Diaz in the middle. This is Salma Hayek, who did a great biopic of artist Frida Kahlo several years ago. It's like I'm looking in a mirror. Another example of figures that almost look like the person, Star Trek. Jim, I'm a wax figure, not a doctor. Rest in peace, Leonard Nimoy. The transporter console does look pretty cool. If you go in the horror chamber, you better make sure you don't have a weak heart, bad nerves, or expect a baby. You're entering at your own risk. Entering the horror chamber, we're greeted by the Phantom of the Opera, played by Lon Chaney, the man of 1,000 faces. Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Here's another great from the Universal horror films of the 1930s and 40s, Boris Karloff. Here he is as Artath Bey from the 1932 film The Mummy. He also narrated the original cartoon of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Alien versus Predator. Here's Leatherface, and if you've seen the original or remakes of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know what a frightening character this is. This is the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. Michael Myers from Halloween. In the comment section, tell me which one you prefer, John Carpenter's version or Rob Zombie's. We saw Boris Karloff earlier as the Mummy. This is his first role as a Universal monster from 1931's Frankenstein. He's Frankenstein's monster. Here's another horror movie great from Universal Studios, Bela Lugosi as Dracula. Without a doubt, the greatest martial artist who ever lived, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee developed his own martial art known as Jeet Kune Do, where he combined various aspects of martial arts he thought was the most effective in fighting. This is Al Pacino from The Godfather. This is new since I was last here, a young Frank Sinatra. Marilyn makes a second appearance here in the museum from the film Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. And now a collection of singers whose music I have absolutely no familiarity with. Pink, Carrie Underwood, Beyonce, Katy Perry. I do know that she was on Sesame Street with Elmo. And Taylor Swift. I do know she wrote the lines, "Haters are gonna hate, 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 hate." And if you're a YouTube creator, you know just what she means. The Wax Museum would not be complete in Pigeon Forge if it did not have Dolly Parton. This has got to be one of the coolest country and rockabilly singers ever, Johnny Cash. Here's another cool country singer, Willie Nelson. And this is Charlie Chaplin in his best known role, the Tramp. This section of the museum has greats from Western films. This is John Wayne. This is a great depiction of Clint Eastwood as the man with no name. I find most remakes to be pretty bad, but the remake of True Grit with Jeff Bridges was really awesome. As you exit the museum, we see the Hollywood sign, and if you recall my vlog on Peg Entwistle, you know why the H is so significant. And if you saw that vlog, you know why it's ironic that they are jumping. I love wax museums, and if you do too, in the comments below, tell me where's your favorite wax museum. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. And if you already subscribed to my channel and you have a friend who might like my videos, ask them to subscribe as well and join us on our adventures. Until next time, this is Cashew signing off.